Good morning. This is Kasturi Day. I was continuing with the chemistry chapter, elements, compounds, and mixtures, according to ICSE syllabus, class 7. Today, I'll start with the discussion with the mixtures. Mixture. What are mixtures? It's a substance that can be separated into two or more pure substances by any physical means, by a particular physical means like filtration, sublimation, distillation, etc. So, it can be separated into its constituent pure substances. They may be elements or it can be compounds by a physical means. Okay, the substances which form mixtures are called components or constituents of the mixtures. For example, air is a mixture because the constituents are oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust particles, etc. Now, mixtures are of two types, that is, one is heterogeneous mixtures, another one is homogeneous mixtures. Heterogeneous mixtures are those in which the components or the constituents are not uniformly distributed throughout its volume and can easily be recognized separately. Okay. So, in heterogeneous mixtures, the constituents or the components are not uniformly distributed. Their composition is not uniformly not in uniform ratio, and they can be easily identified. They can be easily recognized separately. For example, soil or water and petrol. We can recognize in water and petrol mixture, we can recognize water as well as the petrol very clearly because they do not mix with each other properly. Then again, soil also, the particles of the soil can also be identified very easily. Now, a homogeneous mixture. What's a homogeneous mixture? In which the components are uniformly distributed throughout its volume and cannot be recognized separately. For example, salt solution, where salt is present in water and both are salt is evenly distributed inside the water, so that we cannot identify salt and water separately. Then again, milk, tap water, steel, for example, it's an alloy. Then steel is an alloy of iron, carbon and manganese. So these things are homogeneous mixtures which we are not able to identify the constituents separately. Again, cement is also an example of an homogeneous mixture where calcium and magnesium are there. Then medicines, soaps, detergents, fertilizers, pesticides, etc. are the examples of homogeneous mixtures. Then characteristics of a mixture. First one, the components of a mixture may be present in any proportion. So, to form a mixture, the components may be in any proportion. Okay, whether it is homogeneous or heterogeneous, that is different. But to form a mixture in any proportion, we can combine the components or the constituents to form a mixture. For example, one cup solution of sugars, let's say, the 1 spoon of sugar can be added to make a 1 cup solution. Even 2 cup of sugar solution two cup of sugar can also be added to form a 1 cup solution. So, proportion of sugar is not fixed to make a cup of solution. Again, air contains more of carbon dioxide in cities than in the countryside, but still air is a mixture. Okay, the components of a mixture, second point, the components of a mixture coexist without chemically reacting with one another. Here, in the mixture, there is no chemical combination. The components do not chemically combine. Okay. So, the pure substances which are the constituents of the mixture, they retain their own properties. They do not chemically combine, only physically they are mixed together to form a mixture, but not in a chemical combination. For example, hydrogen mixes with oxygen without reacting with it. Again, soil does not react with water when they mix to form mud. Okay, the components, third point, the components of mixture retain their properties. I was telling you that they are not chemically combining in a mixture. The constituents do not chemically combine, so they retain their properties. They have their own original properties. For example, sugar solution is sweet and watery. Sugar taste is sweet and water has a taste of watery taste. So both of them, they have their own characteristics even if they are made in a solution. Again, salt solution is also the same way. The salt taste is salty and water is also watery. So they retain their properties even if they are made in a solution, in a mixture form. The components, fourth point, the components of mixture can be separated by physical means. As they do not combine chemically, the constituents do not combine chemically, so they can be separated by physical means. Like soil and water can be separated from the muddy water by filtration. Then sugar separated from sugar solution by distillation. Again, the mixtures, fifth point, mixtures do not have any specific set of properties because they do not chemically combine, no, and so the constituents have their own properties. So particular mixture does not have a particular property, like a compound where their constituents combine to form a particular substance which is totally different from the parent substance because they are chemical. There is a chemical combination between the constituents, among the constituents of the compound. But in a mixture, their constituents do not chemically combine. So they retain their properties. The parent substances retain their properties, whereas in compounds, they do not retain their properties as they are chemically combining. So in mixtures, the mixtures itself, the total mixture itself does not have any particular property, any set of properties. In a mixture of rice and wheat, for example, both components can be easily recognized as together they do not show any definite set of properties. Okay. Again, the sixth point, the melting point or the boiling point of a mixture is not fixed. Melting point and boiling point depends on the proportions of its constituents present in it. Okay, so the melting point of a mixture or the boiling point of a mixture is not fixed because the proportion the constituents in the mixture, that decides how much will be the more will be the boiling point or less will be the boiling point, or more will be the melting point or less will be the melting point. Like pure water boils at 100 degrees centigrade, but if we mix salt with that water, the temperature, the boiling point temperature rises more than 100 degrees centigrade. So this shows that the boiling point or melting point of a mixture is not fixed. Mixture formation, 7th point, mixture formation does not involve any energy change because there is no chemical combination. So energy change, there will be no energy change. Okay, now the difference between a compound and a mixture. Compound is a pure substance, whereas mixture is an impure substance. Compound is always homogeneous because there's a chemical combination going in. Whereas in mixture, it may be homogeneous or as well as it can be heterogeneous. Okay, so in a compound, there is a fixed composition. It is formed when two or more pure substances chemically combine in a definite ratio by mass. But in case of mixture, their proportion is not fixed. In any ratio it can be without chemical reaction. Okay, then formation of a compound involves energy change because there is a chemical combination taking place, chemical reaction taking place, whereas in a mixture there is no involvement of any energy change because there is no chemical reaction taking place here. Then they have a specific set of properties. Mixture do not have a specific set of properties. Then compound components can be separated only through chemical means by complex chemical processes, whereas in mixture they can be separated by physical methods. Then 7th point, they have a definite molecular formula. Example, the molecular formula of water is represented by H2O, whereas in a mixture they do not have any definite formula. For example, air does not have a definite formula, chemical formula, because it has its all other constituents, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. So each and every constituent have their own chemical formula, because in mixture there is no chemical combination. Okay, now some examples of the mixtures and their types. For example, solid. Heterogeneous, it can be sand and sugar, sand as salt, and sand and stone, etc. Then homogeneous, brass, bronze, stainless steel, all are alloys, etc. Then solid liquid, heterogeneous, sand and water, charcoal and water, etc. Homogeneous, it can be sugar in water, salt in water, iodine in alcohol, etc. Then solid and gas. Heterogeneous mixture, it can be smoke, contains soot particles in the air. Then liquid mixture, heterogeneous, oil in water, homogeneous, alcohol and water, acetone and water, etc. Then gas and liquid. Then homogeneous, aerated drinks like cold drinks, beer, etc. Heterogeneous mixture, mist, droplets of water plus air. Then gas mixture, that's homogeneous mixture, that is pure air. So I stop here. I continue with the rest of the chapter in the next video. Please go through this. If you have any doubt, please write in the comment box. And if you like the video, press the like button. And if you have still not subscribed yet, or you are a new viewer to my channel, please do subscribe so that you can get the notification of my next video. Thank you.